So yeah, I know. So I kind of tend to believe that as well too, a little bit.
Okay, cool. So I guess I guess I'm kind of right.
I'm not saying it makes any other cyber professional not as great. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
I mean, it makes a lot of cyber guys really, really angry with me. And for some reason, I never worked as a software developer myself, right? So I can't say I'm within I'm within the group of people that have 5 years experience as a software developer. No, because I did a bit of software development, but I never really worked. It's different. It's different from
you
software you can
doing
write
it full
Python code
time,
and stuff,
right? Yeah.
and working software developer for 5 years. It's totally different, right? Because you
Yeah.
do something, you write a lot of stuff. You can't compare, right? So I'm not part of them as well. But even with that, I still recognize that, I've worked with a lot of guys and I see that, if you have those software understanding and if you work in that environment, you kind of do a little bit better. You might not have core understanding of how to deploy proper Splunk right now, or
Yeah.
how to set up the indexer and, all those kind of stuff. No, you might not have them. But along the line, even all those setting up of indexer, setting up for some of this technical stuff that we're doing now are getting not that very important anymore because those things are being automated. You don't have to do a lot of config a lot again because even the developers are creating those platforms to be much more easier to use. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
That's
totally
true.
different when you look at Microsoft Sentinel because I do cybersecurity training, but focused on Microsoft most of the time, Microsoft stack, and it's just so easy than what we used to do with Splunk and some other
Absolutely.
ones like
Absolutely.
config and config. So yeah, so I was now discussing with the guy, and I said, how is he doing on the work? He said to me, ChatGPT, man, ChatGPT.
The ChatGPT, man. I like that. Yeah. Anyway, I can get into something else with that, but we can save it for another time because I know you're gonna come back on this show.
Yeah.
This is where I moved to one of our segments where I call the rapid fire questions, where it's a quick game we play. I throw a bunch of questions at you. You tell me the first thing that comes to mind, and we can kind of chat about some of the answers after that if you want. So let me know
Okay.
when you're ready to play, and it's just I'll kind of give you a heads up on what it's gonna be, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
All
Let's
right,
go.
sounds good. Let's talk about consultant. One word that defines effective consultant.
Value.
Value. Nice. And then let's talk about culture. Most valuable lesson from working across 3 continents.
Almost the same.
Almost the same, I like that. And let's talk
Yeah.
about community. One phrase that
Almost the
captures.
same. I mean,
Oh,
almost the same in terms of it doesn't matter where you are. The cyber is still the cyber, right?
makes
Yeah.
sense. Makes
It's
sense.
the
I think
same.
we
Yeah.
talked about that earlier on,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
For community, one phrase that captures the power of community in cybersecurity.
I think beyond the work, community is just really important for us to build. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's talk about the future. In one word, what is next for cybersecurity? That's a loaded question, but
That one is easy. Reinforcement learning.
reinforcement learning. Wow, I like
Uh,
that. Can you explain? Can you explain that?
yeah. I mean, we detections that we do right now is based on a lot of rules, and I think in the next in coming years, those rules are going to be scrapped, and we're going to move to machine learning and specifically reinforcement learning,
Yeah,
whereby
yeah.
the system is able to learn from every decision it's making and is able to categorize them. If it makes the right decision, it's going to get a reward. If it makes the bad decision, it's going to get,
That is interesting. So initially, when you
yeah,
said reinforcement learning, I was actually been thinking of it from the people perspective, but you're talking of the technology perspective. That's
yeah, from
even
technology
wow. Yeah,
perspective. Yeah,
nice, nice.
yeah. I
That's
think it's
awesome.
going to take over the whole detection systems that we have right now, and it's already doing that. But they are still on the machine learning. A lot of them, most of it. I'm also doing a PhD in cybersecurity and AI.
Nice.
So yeah, I've been doing a lot of reading on reinforcement learning, AI in cyber,
Wow.
AI, ML in cyber, and the part that I've been really, really interesting is the ML, machine learning in cybersecurity, the supervised and the unsupervised. But those ones are being used right now. But the parts that people are looking at now is the reinforcement learning, whereby
Absolutely.
you don't need so much of data because right now they need a lot of data for you, and then you have to label them for the supervised. You have to for the unsupervised. right now, little of
That's
them,
very interesting.
but the
Yeah, that's very
reinforcement learning, I
interesting.
think, is going to change a lot and a lot of things in cyber as we go ahead.